Thanks for staying tuned to your station, the Africa Independent Television, and welcome to your program, Security Watch Africa. Like you can see, I'm still putting on the face mask, which is a reminder that coronavirus is still with us. It's so sad. A lot of people thought that this has gone, but it's still here, and now it's becoming more deadly because the Delta variant seems to be more deadly than the previous ones, and so we're enjoying to ensure that we comply to all protocols so we can stay alive. Sharing news here coming that from the WHO, that's the World Health Organization, saying that Nigeria ranked 4th in terms of compliance all over the world. This is good because I think the Presidential Steering Committee and Nigerians themselves are up to the game and making sure that Nigerians are protected. Unlike what a lot of people had expected, that by now there will be so many deaths, people will be dropping dead on the streets of Nigeria. But thank God, the measures put in place and God protecting us, we are still on and moving on. We'll just pray and hope that this will leave us as soon as possible. During the week, Security Watch Africa's Elizabeth Tanko was at the headquarters of the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency to find out what is happening. And there was a press media briefing where they revealed the next move in terms of vaccination. Sit back as we bring you this report by Elizabeth Tanko.
As the battle against COVID-19 pandemic continues all over the world, Nigeria received 176,000 Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine on the 11th of August 2021, in addition to the 4,080,000 doses of Moderna vaccine received from the United States of America in the country by the federal government recently. The Executive Director of the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, NPHCDA, Dr. Faisal Shuaib, stated at a media briefing that no brand of COVID-19 vaccine is superior to the others, provided they have been approved by the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC. He went further to state that mixing one brand of vaccine with another in the first and second dose is not allowed.
As you are already aware, NAFDAC took samples of the COVID-19 vaccines to test for their integrity, their consistency with the global standard and what the Nigerian standard is, and to ensure that it is in line with the product information that has been provided by the US government and Moderna. NAFDAC has now come back to tell us that they have approved the Moderna vaccine for use in Nigeria.
The executive director revealed why there was delay in the rollout of the second phase of vaccination.
The reason why we've had to extend or postpone the launch date of the vaccine is because we want to institute once again, in conjunction with NAFDAC, the track and trace all the way to the health facility where the vaccines will be administered. This means that we are locally creating labels for the vaccines, barcodes that will ensure that this tracking and tracing continues just like we did in the first phase.
Speaking on behalf of the World Health Organization, WHO, its representative in Nigeria, Dr. Walter Gazadi Molumbo, pledged to continue working in support of all processes in eradication of COVID-19 in the country.
I wish to reiterate that WHO will continue to support the government of Nigeria to implement measures that will maximize the impact of the second phase of the COVID-19 vaccination, including simplifying the rollout at local level, as well as minimize wastage.
Nigerians must be cautious in their activities, both in private and public gatherings, and abide with all public health and social measures, such as maintaining physical distance, avoiding crowded places, and always observing hand hygiene. Elizabeth Tanko, Security Watch Africa, Abuja.
Welcome back. Yeah, we must all ensure that we abide by the Leiden protocol, just as the report did say. Yes, during the week, a sad news was broken. The passing away of a dear friend, a mentor, in fact, he's everything packed into one. He's one of our greatest supporters. That's when I talk about Security Watch Africa, even AIT, because he has always been a resource person. When we talk about industrial security in Nigeria, he's the number one. I'm talking about Dr. Ona Aikomo. It's so sad to hear about his death, really, because he represented what security is about. He has written so many books on issue of security. Joining me to look at briefly the life and time of Dr. Ona Aikomo is his colleagues. We're talking about first Mr. Dennis Amakri, a former Assistant Director, Department for State Services. He's retired but not tired. He's communicating with us via Zoom in the United States of America. It's a pleasure to have you, Mr. Amakri. Then one of those that we could say the mentees of Dr. Ona Aikomo is talking about B. Adegoroye. D. Adegoroye is the assistant editor, Sunday Telegraph, and also a certified protection officer. B, it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
Yes. Mr. Dennis, let me just start with you briefly. I know we don't have enough time, but this is a man you related with very closely. You worked with him. In fact, once you see Dr. Ona, we're seeing Dennis together. How did you receive the news of his demise? Oh, it's like technology is a bit failing us. I don't. Okay. Dennis, if you are there, please, can you unmute yourself because we can't hear you here. We can't hear you, Mr.
All
Dennis.
right, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you clearly now.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me to talk about Dr. Ona Aikomo, a security giant that actually, when I first met him, was when I was still in service. And he invited me to one of their annual dinners in Victoria Island. And I met him. And from that day, it's like we became Siamese twins, you know, so to say. And one thing he did for me, because I was mainly into national security, but he introduced the industrial security aspect of it to me. Where, in fact, when I left office, I have to go into working with private companies, and then, of course, went all the way down to work with international companies, where I was the director of security. So I give all kudos and thanks to Dr. Ona for, you know, at least showing the path for me to, you know, go in there and excel. And of course, like I keep on saying, he's a gentleman's gentleman, where he is a very, very humble guy and very, very ready to help other people. And I know, because together we grew a lot of people, and in the security path, trying to make sure that they get into what security is all about. We don't want it to be just a gate man thing. We introduced the educational part of it, where, you know, people were certified, they got their CPP, CPOs, and of course, PhD. Today we have people who are practicing security who are PhDs now. And thanks to Dr. Ona, because he showed the path, you know, and it's a really big loss to all of us.
Yeah, it's a really big loss. And one of those people that also follow the path you just talked about to get certified is B. Adegoroye. I'm sure B must have met Dr. Ona on the beat when you were reporting security and crime. Tell us, how do you feel?
Well, I found his death very saddening, given the very precarious security situation we have in the country, you know, right now.
this is a particular period where we need pathfinders, experts in security management to assist us to find our way out of this security quagmire. I met Dr. Ehumor in 1998 when I was the appointed crime editor of Daily Times. And I agree with him. Every visit was an opportunity to receive knowledge in the area of security management. I would call him a colossus, a pathfinder, as a matter of fact, because he made a very strong impact. Like Mr. Makri said, he elevated security, profession from the MEGAD, level to certification level. In all parts of the world where you mention Dr. Ona, his name is synonymous with security management. So to us in the media profession, we saw him also as a resource base. Each time we needed those expert opinion on security, that's why you always find his face on television, his voice on radios, and even in the newspapers. So his death is a great loss to Nigeria, to Edo State, to Irua, his birthplace, and indeed to all of us. We sorely miss him.
Yes, indeed. It's a great loss to Edo State and Irua and Nigeria and Africa. Mr. Denny, before we allow you to go, because we know it's early in the morning and you have other things to do. He brought, I would say, the association which would belong the American Society for Industrial Security, which you became the president and regional president and African president. What will be happening now to ASIS as it were?
Well, fortunately, ASIS is alive and well. In fact, right now, as we speak, they are having a retreat right now in Ekpe. I think last night they have a candlelight procession for Dr. Ona Ekomu. And then I think the new leadership is doing very well. Like I said, Dr. Ona Ekomu showed the way. In fact, he became a regional vice president for West Africa and Central Africa. And I was the third behind him. I later became also the regional vice president. And we have brought the American Society for Industrial Security to very great heights. It is an educational body, teaching people security. And then, of course, even an offshoot of that, we have ISON, which he is the president in Nigeria. And then, of course, other institutes of security also came out. So I think it's a very great honor knowing him. And then, of course, the society will move on. And I think right now we have more people coming up, and the future is very bright for security,
all right.
Especially private security.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Makri, for joining us. Yes, B, your final word. What will learn from his life?
Well, like the fact is, if you look at one of the achievements of Dr. Ehumor, he established the Department of Criminology at the University of Lagos, and it's a department that continues to produce security experts. That's beside the professional certification programs he has set up. So he has set the pace. Many of us are ready to step into his shoes, and I know there are a lot of younger ones who he has brought up who will keep the flame flying, even if it's dead.
All right, thank you very much, gentlemen, for being part of the program today. We'll keep the flag flying. Thank you. Yeah. Yes, thank you. Yeah, viewers, if you are joining us, this is your program, Security Watch Africa, where we'll bring you all the information you need to know in concerning security, wherever it is, and as far as Africa is concerned. And it's only on this channel, the Africa Independent Television. Yes, moving forward now, we'll be going to the defense headquarters, where during the week we were told of the activities of our military personnel across Nigeria, what they have been doing. Sit back as we bring you this report by Shuli Daniels.
The acting director of the First Media Operations, Brigadier General Bernard Onyuku, has given the summary of the operational efforts of the Armed Forces of Nigeria. This summary, which covers from July 27, 2021 to August 12, 2021, captured the significant successes recorded by various theaters of operation comprising of Operation Hardin Kai for the Northeast, Operation Hardin Daji for Northwest, Operation Safe Haven and Operation White Stroke for North Central, Operation Thunder Strike and Operation White Punch for Kaduna and Niger states, Operation Delta Safe for the riverine areas and secessionist activities. Given a breakdown of the achievement, Brigadier General Onyuku gave more insight.
Between the 2nd and 6th August, the air component of Operation Hardin Daji carried out intensive airstrikes also on bandits' hideouts at the south of Dansadao town, north of Koyambana Forest, as well as Subobu Forest and Dudufi village in Farul district in Maradu local government area of Zamfara state. The airstrikes resulted in destruction of bandit structures, including their residences and particularly one of their leaders, Halil Tubali, whom the armed bandits were converging for a meeting. The troops of Operation Safe Haven carried out rescue operations in different locations, and one particularly was where two Fulani herdsmen were rescued at Maradaban Tifa town, while two kidnapped victims at Ongwan Ayaba district in Nasarawa state and one along Tahos sub-road in Plateau state were rescued. Between 5th and 8th August 2021, troops carried out raid operations and responded to distress calls at Ngokoro, Agbegodo community in Adoluku government area, and also on bandit hideouts at Zakibiam in Ukum local government area of Benue state, as well as the Rindogo village in Lao local government area and Lao Jalingo road, Taraba state. The operations led to the destruction of bandit hideouts, arrest of 8 bandits including their informants, and also rescue of some kidnapped victims. Items recovered in the course of these operations include 6 AK-47 rifles, 1 SMG rifle, 2 pistols, 60 rounds of 7.62 ammunition, among other items. Within the period under review, security forces ambushed and neutralized 6 independent people of Biafra and Eastern Security Network members who were involved in the killing of a district police officer at Omuma Town in Olu East local government area of Imo State, and arrested 3 of them in the process. Furthermore, security forces, following credible intelligence report, arrested 1 Eastern Security Network member named Obunneki Gabriel at Umweli, Amaraku Town in Isi Alamba local government area of Imo State. The criminal was in possession of heavy arms and ammunition during the arrest. Relatedly, troops raided the Eastern Security Network members hideout at Amechi Dodo community in Kano local government area of Enugu State and Nonguzueda in Afiko local government area of Ebonyi State. During the operations, 1 commander was neutralized and another apprehended.
With this latest achievement, Brigadier General Onyuku, while appreciating the Nigerian public, solicit for their further encouragement and support.
The Armed Forces of Nigeria and other security agencies have and will continue to remain committed to fighting all forms of criminality until sustainable peace is achieved in our dear country. The Military High Command appreciates the enormous sacrifices of our troops in the various theaters of operations. It salutes their courage, service, and commitment to the nation. The Military High Command also appreciates the general public and you, the members of the press, for the enormous support given to the Armed Forces of Nigeria in the various operations being carried out. You are further encouraged to continue to provide credible and timely information that will facilitate our proactive engagement.
Shirley Daniels, Security Watch Africa, Abuja.
Yeah, welcome back. We must say kudos to the officers and men of the Armed Forces of Nigeria for doing a great job. The last 3 weeks have been very, very successful, and we believe if this tempo is maintained, this insecurity will be eliminated in Nigeria. Yes, let's quickly go to one area that troubles a lot of people, talking about issues of fake news and how it affects you and I. Security Watch Africa, Peggy Agbe did a report, and we want to bring you this report.
Fake news, whether on television, radio, print, or even social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or blogs, is disinformation that is deliberately created and spread for the sole purpose of influencing and causing chaos and public opinion to cover up an actual or rumored story. Many people have expressed their opinion that some media organizations post content which they have not verified or not sure of the source. These have triggered many concerns, fear, anxiety, and even put many in danger. It is with this continuous trend and dangers of fake news that Security Watch Africa had a chat with Susan Johnson Debal, a retired lieutenant colonel who is a social worker, mental health psychologist, and a cognitive behavioral therapist, on what role the media and society could play to aid fight insecurity in Nigeria.
The media is really trying. They do their best. They say it the way it is sometimes. But again, the social aspect that affects every human being is that when the story is not told the way it is. And again, when you post something that someone posts without you getting back up whether it is true or not, it affects so many people. The media has made so many homes to go into their shells to cover themselves. When you give story that there is no facts about it, all we want our media to know is that there is psychological impact on every individual that listen to what it is said or post what is saying that are not real. Sometimes we say, were you there? Did you see it? Or you only heard it? Somebody will say, yes, I heard about it. Please, let us know that it could be your own family. Because whatever you post on the social media affect one person or the other somewhere, put fear in people, fear of unknown. These days, the media has made so many homes to be on this train of fear of unknown. Because some of the things we say, maybe it was not said that way, or it did not happen that way. When I was in the army, I used to tell the women I work with that don't post things on social media because you're just posting who you are, what you can be. And when you tell lie about your image, it goes far because you never can tell where that post can get you to.
On security personnel who are on the front line, Susan gave advice on the use of social media.
I used to tell my men when I was in the army and I was in the front line working with the men, I used to say, whatever you post here could affect your mom, your family back home, because no one will explain to them how it happened. So posting of something that does not worth posting does not tell.
How best to prevent misuse of social media? The mental health psychologist recommends these views.
As a retired person today, I used to sit in my room and say, if only every soldier out there will keep social media aside and do what is asked to be done, and dance into the tune of the day you took an oath that you want to be a soldier. When you remember that day that you said either sun, rain, dark or blue, you are ready to defend your country, media shouldn't be part of you. The media, we have the public relations, which that is their job. So any other person that took the step of representing a media in a war zone is doing harm to himself. Because the more you pause, the more the guilt of what you have done remain with you. That I've sent this, who will see? Most of all, post our fellow soldiers that have died. You are not supposed to do that. You don't post anything if you are on the front line. You post lovely words to your family, to your relations, to your loved ones. That keeps them going.
For us to have a sane society, it is important that stories are not created, consumed, or shared. Do not spread rumors or fake news. It could damage the psychic and morale of security personnel on the front line. It could also affect the larger society negatively, and some of these stories, pictures, and videos may just raising false alarm. Only report what is true with facts. Peggy Agbe, Security Watch Africa, Abuja.
And that is what we do here on Security Watch Africa, reporting what is the fact, the truth. We'll go every length to bring it to you. Sadly, we must leave. We still have a report from Civil Defense Corps, but unfortunately, time will not permit us to take it. Next week, we'll do that. Until we come over again next week, I say thanks for staying tuned and bye for now.